I'm I'm so happy to have this back. Like, it's actually bringing, like, tears to my eyes, just, like, seeing this anime again. Like, it's just been, like, 2 years since, like, season 1 came to a close, and we're finally back, like, it never left. Here we are, finally again, watching new content from the Frieren anime. It's just, it makes me emotional, man. Like, this is really a special anime. Like, there's just something so special about this series. And I think that now seeing episode 1 of season 2 finally here, I think I can confidently say that Frieren really is a modern masterpiece. It is one of those anime that will 100% stand the test of time, and decades from now, 20 to 30 years from now, people are still going to be talking about Frieren, talking about, like, the intricate themes and emotions that it embodies. I sense, like, hours upon hours of retrospective videos and stuff analyzing the core concepts of Frieren. It's such a beautiful series, dude, and the fact that it could still invoke the same emotion that Season 1 gave me with Episode 1 of Season 2 after all these years really showcases that this was not a lightning in a bottle situation, that this anime really was something special. It is something special, and the team that is behind this, that works on this show, they get fantasy. They get what it means to just have an adventure. Like, the very tone of this is just so different. Like I want to show a few things here that really hit home, okay? Like, this sequence right here, straight up, like, I'm not even gonna lie, feels like it's straight out of Lord of the Rings. Like, I don't know, when I see this scene with Stark, he's fishing and all that, like, I think of, like, Bilbo Baggins, or Frodo, or even, like, you know, Smeagol, when, you know, you see them, like, in the village, or trying to fish, or do any type of activity, like, in the wilderness. I'm reminded of Lord of the Rings when I see scenes like this. I don't know, the tone is just so different. Like, it is fundamentally, it feels so different from what you would normally get from a fantasy anime, because it's like, when you look at Frieren at a glance, okay, if you've never watched this anime, you don't really know anything about it, it might look like your stereotypical generic fantasy story. That's what you would assume. You would assume it's a stereotypical fantasy story, maybe a power fantasy, maybe an isekai, something like that. That's what you would assume if you have never engaged with Frieren's content. But if you're someone that really loves the fantasy medium, like you love fantasy, like actual traditional fantasy, you love Lord of the Rings, you will instantly see that this series is completely different from everything else amongst the fantasy manga and light novels and stuff within Japan. You can definitely tell that this series was heavily inspired by Tolkien. Heavily inspired by Lord of the Rings, because these tones right here are just so unique. But I think it's not just the writer that really amplifies this story to such a degree, like makes it so good and it feels like Lord of the Rings. It's the animators, it's the team, it's the staff at Madhouse that really is working on this, because you can have a great manga, but at the end of the day, it is still framed black and white, and having voice acting accompanying it with, you know, beautiful music, and then sound effect design, and these little character acting moments where they're moving around and stuff, it adds so much more to a scene than just a blank manga panel, like a black and white manga panel. Like, there's just something so funny about this scene. Like, you see in Frieren, like, dig inside of a bush trying to find something, you're like, what's she doing and all that. They're just staring like this is a weird activity, but they're also like, whoa, she woke up very early. These little exchanges are just, for the common watcher that is used to continuous dopamine of hits, like jingling of keys and everything, this might seem like a very boring episode. But if you've made it this far within Frieren, you appreciate scenes like this. You appreciate all these little scenes on the meaning of these character building moments. The scenes that, you know, you don't often get to see in an adventure. Because, think about this. When you have a power fantasy story, or any form of fantasy story that is created as an anime, typically you see the party journey from one destination to the next, and a lot of fluff is cut out. Like, a lot of the journey is just completely cut to get to the destination. But Frieren is not about the destination. It is about the journey. I mean, it is literally, you know, that's the whole message of it. Enjoy the little things. Enjoy the time you have with something. I mean, this final segment here at the end of the episode, it really embodies that, where it's like, you know, they could easily get to where they're going if they took a boat and go across the ocean. But the fact that they decided to go for the countryside, go to the northern section of the country to be able to go where they're at, shows that they're taking the long route, they're taking detours, they're taking different ways that, they could find something new and adventurous. It's beautiful, honestly. It's the little things like this in life that bring you so much joy and unexpected adventures. And once again, it goes literally back to that very emotion of Lord of the Rings, like an unexpected adventure, an unexpected journey. I love that. The very tone of this series, it makes me so happy that it was able to keep that consistency from season 1. It was a big worry I had with, like, season 2 of Frieren, that Madhouse would not be able to keep that same tone and vibe that they had with season 1, because it was just, let's just keep it real. Season 1, it was such an incredible anime that exploded in popularity. The expectations for season 2 has been immense. And the fact that I feel personally, to me, that it delivered in every way and better, I think is astounding. It is an incredible achievement to be able to do something like this and meet expectations and surpass them after there's been so much expectation for the return of Frieren. Because typically season 2s, I'm not gonna lie, in terms of normal patterns, they do worse than their original season that exploded. But the fact that I can already feel the tone is even better than before, and that the team working on this, they get fantasy, man. They really understand the fundamentals of what makes a good fantasy. I appreciate this entire show, man. I was sitting here, like, teary-eyed, smiling, and I'm just like, dude, I love this show, dude. Like, I love Frieren. Like, it... I'm gonna say it. I have thought very long and hard about this for years now. But I think, truly, Frieren is a top 5 anime. I really do. I really think it is that good. There is a reason it was able to dethrone Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood on my anime list. Now, I know you shouldn't take ratings seriously, especially on a site like that, but what I'm saying is that site had, like, obviously a lot of people trying to keep Fullmetal at the top for decades. And to be fair, Fullmetal is an excellent show. Amazing. It deserves the praise. The point is that Frieren is the only anime throughout the history of that site that was able to surpass Fullmetal and stay there. And it's still there. Frieren is a special show. It is something that has broken the very limits of, like, what an anime could really depict. Just as how JJK is doing a lot of different stuff with, like, the anime industry and pushing the boundaries of action shows, I think Frieren is doing the exact opposite, where it's pushing the boundary of what you would expect from a fantasy, what you would expect from, like, a journey, stuff like that. Because it is fundamentally what has been missing within anime for a very long time. We used to get shows like Frieren a lot, like, decades ago, and there has been a few here and there over the years. But I think Frieren is just one of those series that's just had overwhelming success in such a long time that I feel like it's going to really inspire a whole new generation of authors and writers within Japan, and even outside of Japan, because of how its depiction of fantasy-like elements are. And I gotta say, man, I love this series so much, and I do hope that people understand why Frieren is so good. The people that get inspired by this, it's not because it is traditional fantasy, it's because it understands fantasy. It understands why people like fantasy, why people gravitate towards stories like this. And I'm just gonna say a brief little reason to why that is. It's because Frieren feels grounded in reality, but then it showcases that it is a mystical world with a lot of fantasy-like elements that are not in our world. And it's just such a brilliant thing, because it's like constantly you're learning new things, seeing new things that blow your mind, but then it grounds itself in reality where you're like, oh, I could probably be in a situation like this. It's a very interesting tonal shift on how the series depicts its fantasy-like elements, and I feel like this is kind of what Tolkien did very well with Lord of the Rings. I know a lot of people might have different opinions on how they depict Lord of the Rings or how they view it, but I feel like this series is one of those anime that you could just see the heavy inspiration from, like, Tolkien. It is there. And I hope we get to see more stuff like this in the future, and more anime really understand why we like stuff like this. Now, I'm going to say something that is really painful, and it really pains me to say, but Frieren is not going to win Anime of the Year this year. And the reason why I say that is not because I don't think it deserves it, but it's competing with some mega giants this year. But also, this same season, Jujutsu Kaisen is airing. And look, I love JJK, no shade to it. It's a great series, but it'll win. in terms of popularity and, you know, what's popular in terms of, like, the common lowest denominator, people will choose JJK over Frieren. That's what's going to happen. Sad, but that is the harsh reality of the situation. But regardless of whatever happens, I have to still say and double down once again that Frieren is probably a top 5 anime of all time. Like, it's different. It is genre defining, if you want my honesty. I don't think fundamentally Frieren does anything that is, like, groundbreaking, that destroys everything and is so different that, you know, it's not something we haven't seen, but it does the themes so well. It is defining modern-day fantasy. That's what I believe, at least when it comes to anime depictions and manga depictions, it is defining it, because that's just how good of a show this is. And I am so happy to have this back. I am really happy that Frieren has returned, dude. It's so good, man. It's so special. I love anime, and this is one of the reasons why I even fall in love with anime is stuff like this. Like, when I see something just so godly like this, so gorgeous, this is why I love anime. Like, this is why I am even a reviewer. Why I even talk about subjects like this is because of just how it's able to drag me in and like sink its claws into me and not let me go, and I'm just engaging with it. And something so good, man. Oh, the witty comments to the character building moments. There's just so much stuff here, dude. I feel like we're eating good this season. We really are. I mean, we have Frieren, obviously. We have JJK, which I already mentioned. We have Sentence to be a Hero. We have Mato Seihi. There's Polar Opposites. There's a lot of anime, honestly. Like, there's just, holy crap. Oh, yeah, Fate as well this season. There's a lot of high-quality stuff. And 2026 really is starting off incredible. Like, it's looking like a golden year. It is. Because, like, once this ends, like, once Frieren's season runs dry, we're going to be getting, like, ReZero and Mushoku Tensei. Like, oh my god. Like, fantasy fans are really eating this year. Like, we're going to get fundamentally one of the best arcs of ReZero getting adapted into an anime, and we're going to be doing the same thing with Mushoku Tensei getting adapted into an anime. So, it's actually insane. We are about to have some incredible stuff back-to-back this year, and I'm glad that Frieren is the one that's opening up all this quality content. But I guess I'll leave it at that. If you enjoy my content, you know, please subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Did you enjoy the return to Frieren? Are you happy? Are you excited? Let me know in the comments below. But be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.